Alright, what a... In the Hize, we're here in a game between
Jane.
NegatorX, playing Worms, and a game between, or against Horrible, and he's playing Adaptive.
Yeah. This is my recommendation. I usually default to just watching Worms games or Forsaken Waste players whenever I'm looking for something to watch. See if they're doing anything. NegatorX hasn't played in a while. He's getting back into it apparently. He used to play Worms a while back when I think they were mechanically different, so it's sort of understandable if he doesn't play like optimal shrine growth right now. But it looks like he's managing it well.
Yeah, I think, you know, what Worms do well is run away and come back, and run away and come back.
Yeah. The whole tide thing I think is pretty important to making it function.
Yeah, he runs the creeper down, so he has to start focusing, protecting his bottom pawn.
Yeah. And now that he can, the big thing is being able to stay inside your deployment zone when your stuff is going to die. Because if you can do that, then your growth is safe pretty much.
Yeah.
And now that he has that, he can stay inside mid font without abandoning his shrine deployment zone. He's in a really good position. This is like an insanely good Worms map. I feel like a competent Worms deck should be essentially unbeatable on this map.
Yeah, I like Creeper. Twilight Creeper's not even bad. He has Defender. That's cool. I didn't know he had Defender.
Yeah, you can run Defender on him. I don't really run that many Twilight Creepers. I run a Twilight Creeper with like Defender binding, or with evasive binding chains, just as like a dork. But Defender Logistics Life Siphon's like totally fine.
Yeah, man. I mean, to keep like Defender to keep you alive, and then Life Siphon to keep you alive. It's nice.
Yeah, well, Defender doesn't really keep you alive; it keeps your buddies alive.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But it's all right for that in Worms.
He has 1/3 range too, so he can get around these fonts. Just check stuff. Good. So he can get around. He can, you know, hit everybody in the font if he's at the right next to the font himself. Which is nice for 1/3
This is
range.
1 to 2 base, but 1 to 3 with Twilight with Dust Creeper. I mean.
Okay. Didn't see that. Yeah, improve range.
I think the best thing for NegatorX to do is just protect his growth here. That's all you really have to do. Warp out with Phantasmal Creeper, protect your shrine growth. This is like such a disgusting Worms map because Worms like having a lot of Nora because it means they can deploy champions.
Yeah.
Or deploy a lot of champions, and if you deploy a lot of champions with Worms, you're going to do really well because that's how they grow their zone mostly. But those two fonts are very safe normally, but they are frustrating to take back if your opponent contests them, which means that Worms can have safe fonts and then frustrate their opponent by like warping into their opposing fonts. Also, mid font is really close to your shrine, which means that you can very quickly get your shrine deployment over there and start establishing like Bile Zombie control. So it's essentially like an ideal Worms map. This is unbelievably good for Worms.
Like that you call
But
it.
I think NegatorX is... Yeah. NegatorX is being a little more aggressive than he should be here. He doesn't need to rush at all. He can just play the long game.
Yeah, but maybe I think he kind of sees a killer. Like he's doing really well. I mean, Jackie Heretic only at 11 damage. The Ancestor at 5 speed instead of 13, and the Doombringer also slowed to 4 speed. So he's kind of like rushing in, saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna get hurt anyway. Not gonna get killed." And I guess he knows if the Twilight Creeper dies, he'll get the Nora back, or the font deployment zone from Creeping Harvest back anyway, if the Twilight Creeper dies. So he's
I mean you're totally right. His aggression is like pretty fine here, and there's not a ton that Horrible can really do to fight back at this point, or there's like not much Horrible is going to be able to do to stop this attack.
See, now they're all getting slowed from the slowing armor from Twilight Creeper. Damn. They have to play a spell to kill the Dust Creeper as well?
I don't think that would be a good choice. It's 5 HP.
There it is.
Well, I mean, it hits a bunch of champions, so it's not terrible, but that does give him permanent growth.
See, what you don't understand is Horrible is not amazing, and I'm not amazing, so we think the same. You know what I'm saying?
So you're like, you can predict him
Exactly.
deep inside his head.
Because we're both bad at this game, so we're like, I know exactly what he's gonna do. Yeah.
Well, there he got one. He got one permanent growth there. Or he lost one.
Yeah. Like when you're at this level of play, or at like my level of play, you don't look too far ahead. You look like the next turn, and you're like, oh, there's a kill. You don't look what happens after the kill, which is Creeping Harvest. You know, twice in a row because both these Nora globes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what he does, he moves and gets the globe from Twilight Creeper.
Yeah, and he can maybe even deploy on the second one. If he can deploy a Future Creeper on the first, the upper globe, and then move his Future Creeper onto the other.
Yeah.
Globe.
Oh, he went for Essence Drain. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He was going to do the math for Essence Drain, but obviously gets picked up by that.
Yeah, dude.
He might still be able to kill it, honestly, if he does. Let's see how much damage output he has.
What was that? Snuff.
Yeah, but liability doesn't reach. It's range 4. But he has 15 plus 28 plus 10. Literally 1 damage off. Oh, he's not going to kill it now. Never mind. Well, he would have killed it with Scour, but now he's not going to be able to kill it. Yeah. I think that's bad positioning on the Blood Fiend. He shouldn't be around that side. He should be on the other side.
How many auras does he have? Only one. He's gonna hit all of his own units with the aura from Future Creeper. Just kind of.
Future Creeper has this version has Scour, as opposed to aura.
Yeah, that was not the best. I mean, the Ancestor will die next turn, but he took a lot of AP from the enemy.
Yeah, I think NegatorX was misplaying that. He doesn't need to be investing that way, and he just needs to play safe and grow his SDZ, and he'll win. Adaptive is very bad against Bile Zombies.
It might have also been a better idea to use Snuff on the Jackie Hair attack. Just that he gets the -2 defense on the Ancestor, he would have gotten the kill.
He couldn't have used it on the Jackie Heretic because Crystallize grants shielded.
Oh, it does. Okay. Alright, well then, there you go.
Snuff's a very good spell, though. He's gonna blow a path open and try to escape.
Yeah. And he can kill the one creeper, but the creeper, it's just spell spam. It's not bad for the adaptive battle group. Definitely not bad.
Yeah, just drop all your spells. It'll work out.
He can kill the creeper as well, because it's not within the STZ. You have Robot Creeper.
Yeah, you should kill it.
Or he's gonna
and
go
back
for
off.
the creeper. No, he's gonna go for the Putrid. Yeah, he's going for the Future Creeper instead.
Oh, and he kills Putrid Creeper? Yeah, NegatorX might actually lose this.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what happens when you get spell spam on your side, man.
No, it's NegatorX misplaying this.
Yeah, that too.
Horrible's just sort of going through the motions here, but NegatorX is throwing it away.
Yep. I mean, like we said, you're like, yeah, maybe just grow your STZ, but then he decided to go hard, go ham, but then he misplayed, and you can't misplay if you're going ham. That's just not a good thing.
Yeah, aggression is really, really punishing in Pox. For especially the attacker if you mess it up.
Yeah, 2 Norgles, not bad. And then the Soulbane.
Yep. I mean, NegatorX could still certainly win it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice
but
map,
he needs
like
to. Yep, the map is really, really good, and it's just going to be very difficult for Horrible to push in anywhere.
And he killed the Elven Ancestor, so the all that adaptive that was growing up on her is kind of gone now because she's dead. So that's not bad either.
Yeah.
First Disciple is very hard to deal with though, with Purified and Sentinel Contemplation.
Loses to Wild Zombie. Loses to Wild Zombie.
Yeah, that's true.
That's that's honestly like, whenever I'm looking at a matchup, I think, okay, can this beat Worms? First, does it rush really, really hard enough to like power Worms down completely? If no, then does it beat Bile Zombie? If no, then it just loses to Worms. That's it. Worms is really the best deck in the format because of that. Like, either you have to have unbeatable aggression, or you lose, because no deck beats Bile Zombie.
Yeah, as we saw, it's kind of silly. He kind of moved in on the putrid or the plasma creeper to kill him, but then he had one EP not enough because of lumbering, which was kind of sad.
Yeah, Snuff's pretty good, and it affects flying units now, which is helpful.
Wait, how much? Arctic whale.
Arctic whale. I'm not really sure why. Big thing for NegatorX: get his champs out of there, and deploy more stuff to get into mid-font.
Yep.
He only has one permanent growth right now, which is really concerning. So.
Take Twilight Creeper. Oh, there's a Fluid Martyr.
I really don't like any of that decision making. He doesn't need Polluted Martyr right now. He doesn't need to leverage anything. It doesn't tie up anything. He's not stopping aggression with it. He's just wasting Nora when he could be growing his Shrine Deployment Zone.
Yeah.
He's to get Phantom Creeper out of there.
What he did do though is he put the commander within range of the Twilight Creeper before he attacked. So those small things also help that we don't always put emphasis on, like seeing it, but that was also nice.
That's very true, that he is keeping commander around there.
So yeah, you have to always make sure you get that on your champs when they attack. The extra 2 damage.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people miss out on like those little optimization things, and those can be the difference between winning and losing.
Ooh, Julia, damn. A lot of damage. I mean, it's not a very efficient champ in my opinion, because it's 97 Nora for, like, I don't know, not to me. I don't like him, but when you see her, you're kind of scared. Yeah, okay. We're gonna die now. We did. Also, I think Bounce is gonna come back.
Julia is actually a potential. That's like, blockade champions are a really, really big deal against Worms. I guess theoretically the deck that beats Worms runs like 4 champions with blockade. Because blockade beats Bloodfiend and it beats Bile Zombie.
Well, I mean, you can't.
Or it hurts Bile Zombie, it doesn't beat it.
And abilities, yeah, true. So Bloodfiend kind of just chills there now and does nothing.
Yep. And he doesn't want to spend on Bloodfield, which he's probably going to try to do, but he shouldn't.
I want to see it. Let's see it.
It'll
be funny.
Spoil, also not a spell he should probably be running. Worms have better things to do with their space. He's just not. I mean, this is one thing I sort of forgive him for this, that he's not used to playing Worms with the new Shrine Deployment Zone. When NegatorX was playing a lot, it was like several months ago when Worms, I think, just got raw growth, where you would just deploy and that was that.
Oh, you mean with it going down again, you mean?
Just so you're trying to play zone at all times.
Throw him into the chasm.
Oh dang.
Or
that's that's hilarious. I love it.
Nice. And he gets an Orgold from Despoil. But is he gonna try to blood fuel now? That's the question.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna. This is slightly rude, but.
You telling him? Are you telling him?
Yeah.
Oh, he did it anyway. He did it anyway. It doesn't matter. He now knows anyway. You just.
Yeah, I think he tried to exert there.
Yep. Doesn't work.
Yeah, I just sent him a message telling him that blockade will stop Bloodfield and everything.
Yeah, but the Doombringer close to dead. And you does have to watch out for the Rama though. I'm not sure you want to bring him that close. You'll lose your.
That's such an awful decision on Negator's part. There is literally not. Thorble is just gonna
Kill it.
A little bit of time, back off, kill it, and then Negator loses the Shrine Deployment Zone from it.
Yeah.
It's really not good decision making at all.
There's no reason for it. I guess maybe, I mean, the one reason is he has to move him exactly 4 and do 1 hit, so he'll be at 0 AP. So it'll take him 2 more rounds to get back into the fight. That's the only reason I could see him move him that, like, there.
If if Negator has some very specific plan that requires having Jakey Heretic out of position that much at exactly that amount, then yeah,
I mean, it's
I
not
could see that.
horrible. I mean, he's at 17 damage, that Jackie Heretic, so if you have him out for 2 turns, that'll be pretty good for you, I guess, in a way.
But he's not really preventing anything. Bloodfiend is sitting duck anyway. Polluted Martyr is gonna die.
He gets the font though.
I mean,
Unless Julia goes in. Why is he attacking Bloodfiend? That's strange.
he shouldn't be.
He did.
He should be moving back to kill the Rotmuck Reaper because Worm Shrine Deployment Zone is their most important commodity.
Yeah, commodity. He's still going for him. What the hell? Why is Horrible going for the Bloodfiend? He can't do anything anyway because of Blockade. Maybe he himself doesn't know that Blockade does that. I feel like he himself doesn't even know that it did this. It's like, oh.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know. That's like, admittedly, that's like such a specific interaction that most people aren't going to know about it. They're not going to realize that, like, oh, the most recent change to this one ability that shows up on like 3, maybe 4 champions in the game prevents Bloodfield, which is unique to a single champion that's only ever run in Worms, from actually functioning. That's like, admittedly, pretty narrow knowledge, but also really important to this matchup. Too. That is.
I mean, if you have Julia, you're gonna know what upgrades she has, right? Because she's an exotic, she's good looking, so you should know she has Blockade. And if you know she has Blockade, then you should be able to read the spell. But what we do see here, which is kind of interesting, is that both Polluted Martyrs, I mean, again, no initiative, bad move there. And there's the
NegatorX is gonna cave. Yeah.
And he's just like,
well, that's unfortunate.
It wasn't even that he lost.
He
should have like, no.
Probably win that one.
Alright, well, I gotta go to bed. But this was a fun casting sesh. I'm gonna say goodnight now. And have a nice dinner with your sister.
Thank you. Yeah. Sleep well.
Thanks. See you guys.
See you later, Gnomes.